This video was commissioned by my gold FLUFFBUTT patron, the Bluish Pony. Do you want to commission your own video? Then become a gold patron today. Equestria Girls, Comet flashes basketball, an MLP Equestria Girls fanfiction. Written by Duct Tape Pone. Chapter 1. New Beginnings. You know, when I was a kid, Cloudsdale Junior High had this basketball club. It wasn't just any club, it was THE club. Everyone at school talked about them. They had 5 players who weren't just good, they were legendary. They called them the Equestrian Miracles. Each one had an incredible talent. You couldn't even believe they were real. They didn't just win, they dominated. I remember sneaking into their practices just to see them work their magic up close. They made me want to pick up a basketball and also try out other sports. But there was also this rumor, a mystery that no one could figure out. People started saying that there was a 6th member. They called him the Invisible Phantom. Some said the Phantom was the one who tied the whole team together and made them unstoppable. But just as fast as they rose, they fell apart. The team split up. Each miracle went to different high schools. To this day, no one knows why they broke up. It's like the greatest mystery in equestrian sports history. Hey, the name's Rainbow Dash. Oh, so we're speaking as Rainbow Dash, so this is from her perspective. Gotcha. Hey, the name's Rainbow Dash, and this is my story on how it all began with my final year of Canterlot High. So, what's the mystery about this basketball team, and what is this Phantom? Let's have a peek at what's going on. A new year began in CHS, and with the new year comes the Freshman Fair. Outside the fields of the school are clubs and panels with different subjects for anyone interested in joining. Rainbow Dash is hosting a new basketball club before Celestia's request, with Fluttershy guiding next to her. Ugh, come on! We won't be gathering any new team members at this rate, Rainbow groaned. Rainbow, may I ask why you are forming this new basketball team? It's because of Principal Celestia's request for the upcoming league tournament, and because it will involve the famous group that was once known as the Equestrian Miracles. The Equestrian Miracles? They were like the OG basketball team around here. Before they disbanded, they were legends. Every fan of the sport loved watching them dominate. But there was a 6th member, the Invisible Phantom. No one knew who they were, but they were rumored to have been the glue that held the team together. Wow. That sounds mysterious. Yeah, but what's even more strange is why did they break up? They disappeared without a word, just like that. Maybe they just had a different goal in life. After all, everyone has different paths and dreams to follow. But it's just weird. Everyone in the school was rooting for them and wanted them to stay together and dominate the school circuit. Then, without any warning, they broke up and left. It's suspicious. Do you think something bad happened to make them break up? It's possible, but no one knows for sure. Everyone's just been speculating since then, but no one's come up with any solid evidence. It became crystal clear to her why a strong team that she admired would mysteriously split apart without any sort of reason. Inside her head were theories springing up for years. Did they have beef with each other? Was it because their teamwork was falling apart? Or was it something else? Things came and went until Applejack and the other girls arrived at the booth. Okay, now we're talking. We're getting the other girls involved. Hooray! Hey, y'all. Hey, Applejack! You guys having any luck with recruiting for the team? Not really. Not a single freshman's been remotely interested in basketball or the returned students. They've just been ignoring me or passing by. Rainbow let out a sigh as Pinkie Pie noticed the flyers were laid out on the wooden board of the booth, all left alone without anyone giving them to the students. Looks like no one's checking out your flyers, girl. Maybe you should consider some more eye-catching tactics. Pinkie Pie chimed in. Eye-catching? What do you suggest I do? Rainbow Dash inquired. You've got to grab their attention with something flashy, like a magic trick, a funny dance, or maybe a cake delivery. Will that even work, Pinkie? Sunset asked. Of course it will! Nothing grabs attention like the unexpected! Plus, a free cake is always a plus! I believe we should come up with a simple idea. How about we start handing out flyers to everyone? Twilight asked, adjusting her glasses. And since this is taking place in an alternative reality to what we've seen in the actual show of Equestria Girls, this Twilight is probably Sci-Twi, but maybe she went to Canterlot High. Pinkie Pie pouted, but nodded in agreement. Fine, but I still think a party would have been way more exciting. For now, let's focus on passing out these flyers. Maybe we'll catch someone's interest. Come on, darlings. We must help a friend in need. Rarity beamed. Her and her darlings. Always darling iconic. The four girls dispersed into different parts of the freshman fair to hand out the basketball team flyers to the incoming freshmen and return students, seeing if they had any interest. Rainbow and Fluttershy sat there, watching the girls from afar in their booth. Do you think this will work? Fluttershy questioned as she observed the girls handing out the flyers. I sure hope so. I doubt we'll get any good players though. I mean, what are the odds that any of these freshmen could be good at basketball? That's reassuring to hear, Rainbow. Wow, you already have no faith. In the middle of the freshman fair, Pinkie exclaims her voice loudly for anyone to catch their interest as much as possible, making the girls flinch their ears. Come on, come on! We're recruiting for the Canterlot High basketball team! Are you a talented player with a passion for the game? Do you want to dream of winning games and making a difference? Then come join us! We have free cake! Oh, that's more encouraging, Pinkie. Well done. Pinkie, Sugar Cube, I don't think we'll have any free cake if they join Rainbow's club. Oh, come on, Applejack. The cake will draw them in. Trust me, it's a classic Pinkie Pie tactic. Well, I won't argue with you getting people's attention, Pinkie. That's the spirit! Pinkie said cheerfully as she continued handing out the flyers to other students. You said something about a basketball team? Who is this mysterious fella? A gruff voice came into Pinkie's place as she looked at the new first-year student, his shadow lingering over her, causing Pinkie to silently gulp. Back at the booth, Rainbow is quietly leaning against her chair with crossed arms, closing her eyes and imagining what her team would look like for the upcoming league tournaments, facing different high schools surrounding the country. Fluttershy noticed Rainbow daydreaming on her chair, poking her arm. Rainbow, are you okay? Huh? Rainbow is suddenly pulled out of her thoughts, looking over at Fluttershy. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Just thinking about the team and the tournament. You seem focused on this. Are you sure you're not putting too much pressure on yourself? I mean, can you blame me? This is the first year Canterlot's had a basketball team in, like, a long while, and we haven't even found any players yet. Fluttershy's expression softens, understanding her friend's stress. I get it, Rainbow, but you shouldn't put so much pressure on yourself. You'll find the right players and build an amazing team. Girls? Rainbow and Fluttershy turned their gaze to someone holding Pinkie with her collar. A tall, red-haired freshman with the intensity of a wild tiger glanced down at the two sitting behind the booth. I think we have a recruit for the team. Unhand my friend at once! What do you think you're doing? Rarity scowled at the student. Is this the basketball club? The student said, still holding Pinkie in his hand tightly. Oh my god! Whoever you are, dude! Loosen your grip! You're gonna give Pinkie such a pink hand! Rainbow broke out of her trance, clearing her throat. Yes, it is! And are you interested in joining? Rainbow responded, her voice firmer than before as she stood up from her chair. Yeah, I am. He lets Pinkie go with his grip, her face slamming on the top of the wood as he sits on the chair. Oh geez, Pinkie must have been suffocated purely from that wrist grip. His expression was intense, but Rarity did not appreciate what he did with her friend, her hands on her hips as she continued to scowl at him from his side. Now, young man! You shouldn't slam Pinkie on the booth like that! It's not very polite, you know. Ugh, your club! I want to join it! Oh my god, this guy needs to have some manners. Rarity narrowed her eyes at his tone. You should also tone down the attitude. We don't tolerate such behavior here. Look, I'll just sign the paper and bounce out of here, alright? I'm not here for your pointless lecturing, whoever you are. Why, you disgraceful little... Rarity, enough! Rainbow commanded. Just sign your name here and tell me why you're interested in joining my basketball club. She passed the grumpy first year a pen and paper. He huffed, grabbing the pen and quickly signing his name before handing the paper back. Rainbow observed the name on the paper, studying it for a moment before glancing back up. Wait, you don't have a reason why you're playing basketball? The student shook his head, drinking the plastic cup he was holding with his free hand and crushing it with his fist. He scoots the chair and stands up, turning his back away from the girls. I am already getting such a bad mannerism from him. I don't like this guy. Not really, no. Basketball will always be the same, no matter where you go. Take that as a lesson from someone who knows about this stuff. Before he makes his leave, he performs a quick trick shot by throwing the scrunch cup from the corner of the fair, landing perfectly straight on the bin, making Rainbow's eyes widen in surprise as he walks away. Rainbow's mouth hung open for a few seconds, still surprised by the trick shot the freshman had done. She eventually closed her mouth and let out a low whisper, impressed by the display. Impressive shot. That kid has got some talent. And a very grumpy attitude. That guy's scary. I can't believe he's a first year. Pinky exclaimed, shivering from his intense demeanor. Fluttershy gently patted Pinky's shoulder. Don't worry, Pinky. He seemed a bit intense, but he can't be that bad. You kidding? He looked like he was gonna start a fight. Yeah, he seems like he's got some attitude problem, Rainbow added, but that trick shot he did, he's got some serious potential. Fluttershy takes the paper he signed earlier, scanning his name and the previous school he came from. The name had the freshman's name written as Ember Bolt, and the previous school he came from was labeled as Manhattan Junior High. Rainbow noticed the school's name on the paper. Manhattan Junior High. She let out a scoff. He's from Manhattan, huh? That explains his attitude. Rarity scoffed as well, rolling her eyes. Typical Manhattan attitude. They're all so shrewd and snobbish over there. I've heard people from Manhattan can be pretty rough around the edges, but seems like that's the case with old Amber over there. Manhattan is known for its hustle and bustle. People there tend to be blunder and more direct, which can come off as rude to some. Yeah, and they've got a whole lot of big egos over there. Most of them think they are better or smarter than everyone else because they come from the big city. Fluttershy nodded. It's not uncommon for people from Manhattan to have a certain air of superiority. Oh, that was a very good indirect roast, Fluttershy. Wow. They often see themselves as the best. This is kind of screaming familiarity here, Sunset blurted. Oh, yeah, that can also be applied to Sunset too, with what she did in the first movie. Now, darling, that's all behind us. You're not that girl anymore. Yeah, you're right, Rarity. Still, I'm not sure how you will handle that kid, Rainbow. Oh, don't worry. I can handle this kid. He may have an attitude problem, but that trick shot he did was no fluke. He's good. Really good. Yes, he has talent, but his attitude is a major issue. A player with such a demeanor could cause problems within the team. Wait, hold on. If you are hosting a new basketball club, what happens to your soccer club? Ugh. Soccer. It's football, thank you very much. Gosh, and I just turned into a typical sports fan, and I'm not really into sports. Rainbow's expression dropped for a moment. Oh, right, my football team. She crossed her arms and let out a sigh. I guess I'll have to say goodbye to that for the time being. Focusing on the basketball team is my main priority now, since Principal Celestia requested it. It's a shame you can't juggle both. Rarity sympathized. But your priority is the basketball team, and I respect that. Yeah, but I'm pretty excited about it, because I get to see the Equestrian Miracles at the palm of my hand. The Equestrian what? The Equestrian Miracles! They're the best players in Cloudsdale Junior High's basketball history! Legends! Oh wow! Fluttershy said with a small smile on her face. I didn't know you were such a fan, Rainbow. It's nice to see you excited about something. Heck yeah, I am a fan. These players are the reason I started to become an athlete. Getting to coach my team and potentially face them in the league tournament is like a dream come true. The Equestrian Miracles, huh? They sound impressive, Twilight remarked. Heh, impressive doesn't even begin to cover it. These guys are monsters on the court. Their moves, their strategies, it's like watching a work of art. Hey! A familiar voice rings through the girls' ears. A certain someone who they knew very well during their whole high school years. Someone with blue hair and always rocking the guitar. Yep, let me guess, is it Flash Century? It could be none other than... Flash? Yep, I knew it, Rainbow said puzzledly, seeing him arrive at the booth. Flash Sentry casually strolled up to Rainbow and the other girls with a friendly wave. Hey Rainbow, I heard you're coaching a new basketball team? Yeah, I am, Rainbow replied, her excitement shining through. Principal Celestia asked me to form a team for the upcoming school year. Man, that's awesome. I know how much you love basketball. You're gonna knock this out of the park. Thanks, Flash. I hope so. Just have to find some players first before we can get started. Hey, no worries. I bet you'll find some good ones in no time. And hey, I'd love to help you out if you need any assistance or something. Oh, are you going to join Rainbow's club? Sunset asked nonchalantly. Yeah, because concerning they are exes and all. Well, yeah, I figured I would try something else. What about your music career? Oh, I'm still going to pursue that, but I figure it wouldn't hurt to explore other interests. You know, broaden my horizons and all. Plus, I bet it'll be a lot of fun. That's the spirit! Pinky cheered with a smile on her face. New clubs should always be encouraged! Well, it's nice to see you're branching out, and I think it's quite admirable of you to support Rainbow's team. Thanks, so where do I sign up? Right here, Flash. Just sign your name and why you're interested in joining, Rainbow pointed out as Flash sat down on the chair, signing the paper. He scribbled his signature before looking at Rainbow. So, why am I interested in joining your team? Easy. I'm interested in trying something new, supporting my friend, and well, who doesn't love playing some good old basketball? Yeah, I can agree with Flash there. Just dribbling the ball, having the audacity to throw it into the hoop and feeling the elation. Oh, it feels so good. Sounds like a good enough reason to me, Rainbow answered with a grin. I'm happy to have you on board, Flash. Sweet! I'm looking forward to being a part of the team, Flash beamed, feeling excited for the upcoming season of basketball. See you there! Flash waves goodbye to the girls, his hands in his pockets. Sunset just stared at his ex, surprised that he would sign up for Rainbow's basketball club rather than pursuing his music career. Applejack noticed Sunset's gaze and nudged her on the shoulder. You okay, partner? Something on your mind? Huh? Oh, I'm fine, Sunset responded quickly, snapping out of her thoughts. Just surprised that Flash would choose to join Rainbow's team. I thought he was passionate about music. Well, people can have more than one interest, you know? Maybe Flash just wanted to try something new. Yeah, I guess you're right. Sunset nodded, but a hint of skepticism was still visible on her face. It's just... I never thought I'd see him this interested in sports, let alone basketball. Who knows? Maybe he will surprise us all and turn out to be a natural. Pinky chimed in with a smile. Oh, I'd love to see that. Imagine Flash the musician becoming a basketball star. It would certainly be an interesting turn of events. The girls all chuckled to themselves, along with Sunset enjoying their company as always. The laughter died down when Pinky felt something in her pocket until now. Huh? What strange thing has just popped up in her pocket? She takes it out, revealing to be a club request as she unfolds the paper. The other girls curiously watched as Pinky read the contents of the form. What's that you got there, Pinky? It's a club request for Rainbow's basketball club. Now how did that get in my pocket? Rarity's eyebrow arched in confusion. You don't remember picking it up? Pinky shook her head, appearing dazed as she stared at the form on her hands. I don't remember picking this up at all. Let me see! Rainbow grabs the paper out of her hands by scanning its contents. Comet Flash. I was here the whole time. Huh. I don't remember seeing his face for a minute. She looks closely at the paper, blinking a few times. Her mouth opened agape, noticing that this student named Comet Flash came from the club she admired back in junior high. Oh, is this like one of the original members or something? So he's come back. This guy's from that basketball club back in Cloudsdale Junior High. So this means he must be from the Equestrian Miracles. The Equestrian Miracles? Are you sure, Rainbow? Yeah, I'm sure. Ah! Why can't I remember this guy's face? He's got to be the rumor of the sixth member. Rumor? Rainbow slammed her fist on the booth as the girls watched her. Yeah, a rumor! Rumor has it that he's the sixth member of the Equestrian Miracles. Most people don't even believe he exists. Wait, back it up there, Rainbow. So you're telling us that this Comet Flash kid could potentially be a part of the Equestrian Miracles, the legendary basketball team from Cloudsdale Junior High you told us about earlier? Exactly, Applejack! It's the only possible explanation! I mean, a student from Cloudsdale Junior High joining my team, and also being from the same school that the rumors came from! The dots are connecting! Oh man, this first year is going to be awesome! God, Rainbow, you're drying up my throat. I think I'm going to be doing Rainbow Dash's voice in my normal voice from now on, because trying to do voicing for all 7 of these characters, it's going to be such a pain. The excitement shone through the CHS star athlete's eyes. Not only was she going to face the popular team that raised her to become such a strong athlete, but this rumored 6th member joined her team. She didn't know he existed during the rumors, but if she was going to see him in person, it would be both exciting and terrifying at the same time. Rainbow's booth gathered most of the first year signing up for her team, and with the Foster filled, she closed down her booth. Rainbow stood up from the booth and stretched, a satisfied smile on her face. Well, would you look at that? Looks like we've got ourselves a full roster. So who are the lucky players that are going to be part of your team, Rainbow? Rainbow scanned the list of players, a confident grin on her face. Let's see, we've got Starry Gale, Ember Bolt, Blaze Splitter, Dazzle Shade, Starburst Glow, Serenity Gleam, and Flash Sentry. Not too bad for a first-year team, if you ask me. She looked closely at the last name on the list, somehow forgetting his name. Oh yeah, and Comet Flash. How did you forget his name? Twilight asked. I don't know, it just slipped my mind for a moment there. But hey, he's officially part of the team now. Indeed he is, Rarity chimed in. I must say though, that's quite the interesting roster you have there, Rainbow. There's quite a mix of personalities and talents on that list. Yeah, but concerning Ember Bolt for you, Rarity, I don't think he's going to be very pretty. Yeah, I know. I can already tell that the team dynamics will be quite something. That's why I'm looking forward to coaching them and seeing how they work together on the court. Both principals will be keeping an eye on them as well. Well, if Principal Celestia requested this team to be formed, it would make sense, Twilight replied. Exactly! Both principals will have high expectations for this team. It's up to me to make sure we live up to those expectations and make sure we have a great season. So, what do we bring to this team? Rarity asked. Rainbow paused for a moment, contemplating their role. As my friends, I want you guys to be there to support me along the way. I'm going to need all the help I can get when it comes to coaching this team. I'm going to be relying on you all for advice, critiques, and of course, moral support. Ooh, like a supervisor? Pinky exclaimed. Rainbow chuckled. Something like that. I'll be the one making the final coaching decisions, but having you all there to offer your insight and support would be a huge help. And obviously, we'll be cheering from you from the sidelines. Applejack chimed in. Can't have you out there alone coaching this team. Thanks, girls. I'll see you guys at the gym after school. And with that, Rainbow packed her things and headed out of the freshman fair, excited for what was to come. The girls smiled and waved to Rainbow as she left the fair. It was clear they were all rooting for her success and couldn't wait to see how the basketball team would pan out. Me neither. I'm quite excited to see how all of this will play out. Well, Rainbow certainly has her work cut out for her, Rarity said, a small smile on her face. With classes done for the day, it is time for the basketball club inside the school gym. Both principals stood next to the benches holding clipboards with pens in their hands, scanning how the club would unfold before their very eyes. From one team to another, half of them seemed to be decent players with their body types. Alright everyone, the first years are here, Applejack called out. Good! That was meant to be the whistle, you know, a gym whistle. The team all lined up, some looking at each other while others glanced at the seniors before them. The gym was filled with anticipation and uncertainty. Rainbow looked at the students with a critical eye, taking in their body language and expressions. Her voice suddenly became stern as she spoke. Alright, I hope you all remember signing up for this club because I expect commitment and dedication from every one of you for the whole season. Now, First things first, Rainbow's eyes scanned the first years again, pacing left and right. Before we get started, let's go around the room and introduce yourselves. State your name, your grade, and why you're interested in joining the team. Starting with you, Starry Gale. The first student, an orange boy with emerald eyes, stepped up, puffing out his chest. Hello, I'm Starry Gale. I've been playing basketball since I was a kid. I love the game, and I wanted to join this club so I could further develop my skills and have a fun time playing, if that's alright. Rainbow nodded slightly, gesturing for the next students to introduce themselves. Thank you, Starry. Next! The next student, a light purple boy with brown spiky hair covered with his cowboy hat along with his indigo eyes, stepped up. His southern accent shines through. Oh great, am I gonna have to attempt a southern accent right here? Howdy! The name's Blaze Splitzer, but you can call me Blaze. Ever since I was a youngin', I always had an interest in basketball. Funny how a cowboy like myself is interested in such a thing. And I know it ain't the best player in town, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I come from the south in UK, but I'm presuming that they mean south in like an American place, but that was just a poor effort. Rainbow smirked at the southerner, a hint of amusement on her face. Thanks, Blaze. Next! Serenity, a dark silver girl with long, glossy black hair and blue eyes, stepped forward with a soft yet firm voice. Hello, my name is Serenity Gleam. I may look fragile and gentle, but my height doesn't say otherwise, and I've been playing basketball for a long time. I've signed up for this club because I would like to challenge myself and play a sport I adore. Rainbow nodded, her expression softening slightly. Thank you, Serenity. Next! Starburst, a blonde girl with long locks, blue eyes, and freckles on her face, stepped forward with an energetic smile, her hands on her hips. Hey everyone! My name's Starburst Glow, and I'm a total newbie to basketball. I never played before signing up for this club, but I'm excited to learn and try something new for a change. Thank you, Starburst, Rainbow replied with a nod, slightly amused by her lively demeanor. Next! Dazzle, a pale cyan girl with messy pink and purple hair, stepped forward with a confident smirk on her face. Yo, What the fuck was that yo? That probably sounded more southern than the impression I tried to do just a moment ago. Yo, the name's Dazzle Shade. I've been playing basketball since junior high, and I decided to join the team because I figured you need a strong girl like myself in the team. Rainbow raised an eyebrow, somewhat surprised by Dazzle's confidence, but also slightly amused. Thank you, Dazzle. Next! Flash Sentry, the next student in the lineup, stepped forward with a casual smile on her face. Hey everyone, I'm Flash Sentry. I signed up for this club because I love basketball, and I figured it would be a fun way to unwind after school. Coach? Question? Dazzle asked. Rainbow turned to Dazzle, slightly surprised. Yes, Dazzle? Isn't he a fifth year? Oh, we're getting some drama in here. Rainbow blinked, somewhat confused. What? Are you talking about Flash? Yeah? Is he even allowed in this club? Dazzle questioned with a raised eyebrow. Well, Principal Celestia, are all ages allowed to join the club? Celestia, with a knowing smile, replied, Yes, all ages are allowed to join the club. We believe that everyone should have a chance to participate, regardless of their grade level. Rainbow turned to look at Flash with a knowing smile. Well, it's your lucky day, Flash. Seems you're eligible to join the basketball club. Flash sighs with relief, washing the sweat off his forehead. Phew, that's a relief. I told you I would support my friend out here and her wonderful team for the basketball club, didn't I? Yeah, Rainbow replied with a smirk. Just remember, age doesn't determine your worth on the team, alright? Trust me, it isn't, Flash said with a smirk. Alright, next! Lastly, Ember Bolt is next. Wait, why'd you say lastly? There's still... Oh, no, she forgot Comet again. Is he actually the legend? Yeah, maybe that's why hardly anyone knows about him. Oh, we're almost onto the mystery there. Lastly, Ember Bolt is next. A red boy with dark blue hair and dark red eyes stepped forward. He took a deep breath and spoke in a cocky tone. Hey, I'm Ember Bolt. I didn't come here to just have fun. I joined this team not to test my skills, but to make this a serious game. Basketball gets me all pumped up with excitement, so I cannot wait to show what I've got in store. "Alright, Ember," she replied, trying not to react too much to his attitude. "Thank you for your introduction." Ember nodded his head, his confidence still beaming through him. Rainbow checked the list. One person is missing from the line. Yep, you just noticed now, Rainbow. Good eye. "Wait a minute, we're missing someone. Is Comet Flash here?" Rainbow looked around the room, noticing the absence of Comet Flash. They all looked around, trying to find the missing member, but he was nowhere to be seen. Celestia and Luna looked at each other, silently curious as to where Comet Flash was. Rainbow blew her whistle, trying to get the team's attention. "Has anyone seen Comet Flash?" A murmur of no filled the room as the freshmen all shook their heads and shrugged their shoulders. They seemed clueless as to where this 7th player could be. Rainbow groaned, her patience beginning to waver. "Where in the world is this guy? He can't just sign up for the team and then not show up on the first day." "Dunno, guess he's just arriving late, coach." "I guess so, but it's still rude to keep everyone waiting like this." "We could start without him?" Starry asked. "I suppose we could. Let's give him a few more minutes. If he shows up soon, great. If not, we'll start without him." "Excuse me." A cyan boy with dark blue hair and dark blue eyes approaches Rainbow out of nowhere, his voice and demeanor all calm and collected. "I'm Comet Flash." Rainbow just stood there, seeing this first year in front of her, and for a few seconds, she let out a huge scream. "Ah!" Stepping back 2 steps. The others all jumped and were startled by Rainbow's unexpected reaction to Comet. The principals were just as surprised, silently watching the scene unfold. Rainbow's cheeks flushed slightly as she regained her composure. The whole scene in front of them seemed so sudden and awkward. Sorry about that. You're Comet Flash, huh?" Comet Flash simply nodded. He looked around the gym, noticing the startled look on the other students' faces and the surprise on the seniors and the principals' faces. "Did I miss something?" Yeah. Where did you come from?" "I was here the whole time," Comet Flash answered. "The whole time? He was here the whole time? Nobody noticed him in the room. How is that possible?" "Because he is the Phantom. Oh, he's gonna be the glue that keeps this team together." Rainbow looked closely at Comet Flash, her eyes furrowed in confusion. She was surprised, yet slightly frustrated about how she hadn't noticed him before. "How did nobody see you? You weren't even standing in line with the rest of the team." The others looked at each other, all of them shaking their heads and expressing their confusion. Comet Flash remained completely calm, as if he hadn't just made a surprise entrance. "Guess nobody saw me," he responded simply. Rainbow huffed, her patience wearing thin. Well, now that you're here, it's about time. Could you please introduce yourself like the rest of the team did?" Comet nodded and took a small step closer to the front. "Hello, my name is Comet Flash. I've joined this team to improve my skills and have some fun along the way." "You fucking liar. There's something else going on with you." He spoke with his usual calm and collected tone, not expressing any emotion. They continued to look at him with curious glances, still confused about the whole situation. "Hey, that name! I think I've heard that somewhere before." "You're right, that name rings a bell. Were you rumored to be the 6th member of the Equestrian Miracles?" "Huh? I played in all of their games," he responded. "Yeah, right. Hold on, what?" Serenity became puzzled, along with Dazzle. "You played in their games?" they both shouted. "Yes. So you're a regular? In a way, you could say that." Comet calmly replied with an even tone, not minding all the attention he was getting from his classmates. Rainbow's eyes narrowed as she listened intently, unable to believe what she was hearing. The rumors about Comet Flash being a regular member of the Elite All-Star team were true? She felt a mixture of disbelief and curiosity. All the others looked at him with astonishment, completely floored by the revelation. "So it's true then? You're the Invisible Phantom?" Rainbow questioned. Comet nodded again, confirming the rumors. Yeah, he is the glue that kept the team together, and now that he is here in Canterlot High, he is going to be the glue again that keeps this team together. But that makes me wonder, when Comet left the previous team, What really happened? Oh gosh, this is just adding more mystery into the pot. The seniors whispered amongst themselves, utterly shocked by this revelation. They couldn't believe what they were hearing, their minds reeling with 100 questions. Rainbow couldn't hide her skepticism. If it's all true, why are you here in our team? Shouldn't you be with the bigger shots and not a lowly high school team? Wow, just after recruiting all of these people into your team, Rainbow, you're already putting them down. Comet Flash shrugged indifferently, remaining true to his calm expression. Because I disagreed with this winning is everything mentality, so I decided to join here. Rainbow's skepticism slowly turned into surprise as she processed Comet Flash's words. You disagreed? The seniors looked curious and surprised at his response. The freshmen exchanged glances, not quite believing who was standing in front of them. So you're here now to just play for fun? Yes, is that so wrong? Yes, it is! Ember barked with annoyance. Ember, enough! What the hell is wrong with you? Leaving the miracles like that? Ember cuts off Rainbow, his irritation showing against Comet. And why do you have to take it out all on Comet, Ember? It's not Comet's fault. He just has different priorities. There was tension in the gym as the seniors and principals observed the situation. The freshmen all listened intently, wondering what would happen next. Comet didn't react to Ember's comment, but his eyes darkened slightly. Oh! There is nothing wrong with me. I simply have different priorities now. Exactly, Comet. Oh, you go off, King. Different priorities? That's bullcrap. You had it all. Fame, prestige, and glory, and you gave it up all for what? Because of that mentality? There's no point in playing a sport if you don't win. Rainbow, sensing the growing tension between Ember and Comet, tried to interfere. Hold on, guys! But Ember wasn't done. Oh my god, calm the fuck down, Ember. There's no need for this now. He took a step closer to Comet, his eyes blazing with anger, grabbing his collar! You were part of the best team in the region, and you just threw it all away? Don't you think that's messed up? Comet, still displaying an unperturbed demeanor, looked at Ember with a steely glaze. I made my choice, and I stand by it. You were wasting your time by just playing for fun, and now you're wasting our damn time by being here. Why did you even bother joining a small-time club like this? Alright, break it up, you two. Now's not the time for causing a fuss. Applejack spreads her arms, breaking Ember's grip on Comet's jacket. His eyes were burning with fury, seeing someone who was part of a famous group he also admired left because of some mentality Comet wasn't fond of. Both principals decided to step in, with Celestia clearing her throat. Ahem! That's enough, you two! Celestia's firm voice cut through the gym. There's no need for any arguments. We're here to start a new season and form a proper team, not fight amongst ourselves. Luna stood beside her, her gaze firm but composed, ready to interfere if any needed. Everyone all quieted down, silently watching the principal step in. Ember grumbled and stepped aside, his anger still visible but contained for now, while Comet simply stood there, his composure not faltering. Oh, there's something else about Comet, isn't there? He didn't just leave because it wasn't his mentality anymore. Rainbow took a deep breath, trying to regain control and maintain order. Okay, we need to focus. Let's get past this, okay? The team nodded in agreement, realizing the situation was getting out of hand. Celestia gave a stern look to Ember and spoke. Ember, don't cause any more trouble. Ember grunted and averted his gaze, knowing he was in the wrong. And rightfully so, he tried to start a fire with Comet. Comet, we appreciate you joining the team, but we need everyone to work together here. I understand, Comet simply replied. Rainbow looked between Ember and Comet, ensuring the tension that had settled for the moment. They all watched silently, wondering what would happen next, exchanging glances and curious about what was going on. Celestia turned back to the team, addressing them all. Now that we have that settled, shall we begin? Right, before we begin practice, I need you all to stay forming the line while I take a good look at your status. Rainbow paces left and right, her eyes scanning around the following first years. Rarity watches from the benches, noticing Rainbow staying quiet. What's she doing? Fluttershy, sitting beside Rarity, answers quietly. I think Rainbow's just evaluating the first years. Rarity looks back to the team, watching as Rainbow keeps walking back and forth, her gaze focused and observant. Why? To see what strength, speed and durability they have. Every coach I've seen does it, especially one person back when I used to be in Crystal Prep. Twilight replied. Oh, that was by Twilight? Well, I guess kind of it can be in her perspective because she was kind of shy back in Crystal Prep. And she can tell just by looking at them? Yep, and I don't believe she's using some sort of device to figure this out either. Yeah, that's a flashback to the friendship games, absorbing all the magic of the first years to see their status. The team all stood in a line, waiting anxiously as Rainbow observed them, their eyes scanning over their forms and build. The seniors watched in silence, curious to see what Rainbow might say. She looks at Starry, giving out her criticism. Starry Gale, you're pretty fast, but you're quite short compared to everyone. That'll pose a problem when it comes to rebounding. Starry nods, accepting her critique. Rainbow moves on to the next one, her eyes locked on Dazzle. Dazzle Shade, you're nimble and have good ball handling skills. Just make sure you don't overdo your trick shots. They can be quite predictable sometimes. Dazzle silently nods, taking in the comment. Rainbow moves to the next one as both principals admire their star athletes. It would seem that Rainbow is quite observant. Luna nods her head. She's seen their physical skills and their tendencies. It's not an easy feat to do such a thing. Perhaps her experience shines through at this moment. Rainbow continued her observation, moving on to Starburst. Starburst Glow, your vertical jump is one of your strengths. However, you should focus more on defense and anticipating your opponent's moves. Starburst nodded silently, taking in Rainbow's advice. The principals observed Rainbow's evaluation process, silently impressed. She's thorough and objective in her assessment. And she communicates her observations effectively. Looks like my request to form a new basketball team wasn't so bad after all. You knew she would be excited for the upcoming league tournament because it involved the Equestrian Miracles, didn't you? I had my suspicions. Knowing she's quite fond of the Miracle players, she'll have the motivation and commitment to make this team succeed. Luna chuckled softly. It appears your decision was quite astute. She might exceed our expectations. Rainbow continued her observations, moving on to Ember. Rainbow's eyes widened. His numbers were off the charts. He may be a bit taller than her as a first year, but his strength, speed, and durability were all over the place. Her thoughts started to ring through her head. What? What is this? I can't even see his potential. Such raw talent from such a hot-tempered guy. Darling? What are you staring at? Rainbow broke out of her trance from Rarity's calling, quickly shaking her head. Oh, nothing. Just evaluating Ember's performance. Rainbow said quickly, trying to downplay her reaction. Rarity raised an eyebrow, sensing there was more to it. Are you sure? You seemed quite lost there for a moment. Yeah, I'm fine, Rarity, thank you. Half of the members snickered quietly as Rainbow cleared her throat, which made them shut their mouths from laughing. The laughter ceased, and the team returned to their serious expressions, awaiting Rainbow's evaluation. Rainbow composed herself and refocused, continuing her assessment with Ember. Ember Bolt, your numbers are quite high to say the least. Your strength, speed, and jumping ability are all exceptional. But she paused, choosing her words carefully. Your hot temper could be a problem. You'll need to channel your passion into productive plays, not aggressive ones. Ember grumbled, somewhat accepting of her criticism, but not fully satisfied. Yeah, I get it, coach. Rainbow suppressed a sigh, knowing that Ember would be a challenge to work with in terms of self-control. She moved on to the next player, her eyes now on Serenity. Serenity Gleam, you possess exceptional defensive skills and a level-headed approach to the game. However, you'll need to focus on shooting as well rather than just defense. Serenity nodded silently, taking the feedback in. Rainbow gave her a small nod before moving on to the next player. Blaze Splitter. Blaze Splitter, your vertical jump and speed are impressive. However, don't be afraid to use your height to your advantage more often. Your long reach can help you both in offense and defense. Blaze nodded silently, seemingly contemplating Rainbow's advice. The seniors watched with interest as Rainbow continued her evaluation. Rainbow moves on to Flash Sentry next. Oh, is Rainbow going to like take the piss out of him or something? Scanning him around, despite him being a 5th year like she is and the other girls who are watching. Flash Sentry, you have good ball handling skills and a solid sense of anticipation. Just remember to stay consistent in your performance, especially as a team leader. What? Flash Sentry is the team leader? Why not put Comet Flash as the team leader? You know, instead of winning is everything, he can like provide energy to the team. Flash nodded silently, accepting the comment silently. That's one too many silently, duct tape. I think you may need to improve on that too. The seniors and freshmen all waited patiently, interested in how Rainbow would evaluate the last member. And lastly, Comet Flash, the regular of the famous team back on the middle school days. After practice was done and everyone went home, the principals were satisfied with today's first practice, but Rainbow couldn't stop thinking about Comet's status. All of his numbers were exceptionally average. What? That is a shock. How could he be a regular in the Equestrian Miracles? The better question is, what can he bring to the table? During the practice, he wasn't good on the court. It was like he didn't belong there. As Rainbow sat on the chair, leaning against her desk with a pen tapping her chin repeatedly, a voice came through her ear. Staying up late again, huh, sport? Rainbow shrieked, dropping her pen, and quickly faced the direction of the man's voice. It's her father. Oh, it's her father! What is he doing in the school? It's her father, Bo Hothoof. Dad, when did you come in here? Rainbow sputtered, her heart still racing from the sudden scare. Bo chuckled, a knowing smile on his face. Just now, champ, you were so deep in thought that you didn't even hear the door open. What's got you so focused? Rainbow sighed and leaned back in her chair, setting down her pencil. Just thinking about the new team. I've evaluated everyone, but there's this one player who keeps haunting my thoughts. Oh, and who would that be? Comet Flash. He's part of the Miracles, but he has such average numbers. I can't figure out why I can't see his potential. It's driving me nuts! Bo chuckled and took a seat on the desk, folding his arms across his chest. You know, you've always been like this, obsessing over numbers and stats, trying to find the hidden potential in players. Sometimes you got to remember that there's more to someone than just their statistics, kiddo. Rainbow let out another sigh, knowing her father was right. I know, Dad, but this is different. I've never felt this frustrated before. Like there's something I'm missing. Something right in front of me that I can't see. Maybe you're trying too hard to fit him into your mold of what a player should be. Perhaps you're underestimating him because he doesn't fit the mold you've created in mind. Try not to be too harsh on him, or else you'll become like your CHS star pupil when you were a first year. Oh, you had to bring that up, did you, Daddy? Rainbow chuckled, knowing fully well what her father was referring to. Yep, I don't want to end up like her, but she was awesome. I might be too rigid in my assessments. There's more to a player than just numbers. Exactly, Bo affirmed, patting his daughter's shoulder. Sometimes it's the players who seem ordinary on the surface that have the most to offer. Maybe Comet just needs a little time and some faith. Rainbow gives out a gentle smile towards her father, his words tugging her heart with truth. Thanks, Dad. No problem, Dashie. Get some sleep. You have school in the morning and your club to run. In a moment, I just need to fill in some paperwork. Bo gave her a knowing smile and ruffled her hair. Alright, but don't stay up too late, okay? Your brain needs rest to function properly. Oh my god, Bo is just exactly like my father, always having to explain everything about anything. Rainbow rolled her eyes, but smiled nonetheless. I know. I'll go to bed soon, promise. Good night, kiddo, Bo said, standing up and heading towards the door. Good night, Dad, Rainbow replied, watching as he left the room. She then returned to her desk, her mind a bit clearer after her father's advice. Perhaps she was judging Comet too quickly. She picked up her pen and started filling out the necessary club papers. As she worked late into the night, oh my god, she's not even getting some sleep! She couldn't shake off the nagging feeling that there was something more to Comet than his average statistics suggested. The more she thought about it, the more determined she became to uncover it. With a renewed sense of purpose, she filled out the paperwork and finally called it a night, ready to tackle the upcoming practices with a fresh perspective on Comet. Outside, through the cloudy night, Ember was in Canterlot's street basketball court practicing non-stop with his shots. Wow, he's very committed, isn't he? He dribbled the ball, his motion faster than any other ordinary player, and his focus still intense as the day he met the girls at the fair signing up for the club. When he performs his next shot, he loses focus when someone is standing at the corner of his eye, making him lose his trajectory as the ball bounces off the hoop and lands on the person's hands. That person is Comet Flash. Oh, what on earth is he doing there with Ember? He's gonna make a fool of himself, is he? Comet held the ball tightly in his grasp. He had been silently observing Ember, noticing his dedication to practicing at this late hour. When the ball bounced off the rim and into his hands, Comet approached him, his expression calm and collected. "You're here late," Comet commented. Ember grumbled in annoyance, both at his missed shot and at Comet's unexpected presence. He walked over and snatched the ball back from Comet's hands. "Yeah, and so are you," Ember retorted. "What do you want?" "I was just taking a walk and noticed you're practicing. Impressive shooting skills, by the way." "Yeah, I know. I've been honing my skills since I was a kid. Gotta stay sharp if I want to be the best." "Seems like you're still mad at me. I can see it through your eyes, Ember." Ember's eyes narrowed, his temper flaring up once more. "Yeah, I'm still mad. You suddenly left the Miracles because of some stupid mentality. Like, come on, dude." "I had my reasons," Comet said calmly, his expression remaining cool and collected. "Basketball is more than just winning. It's about enjoying the game and staying true to yourself. I couldn't do that with the direction the Miracles were going." Ember gritted his teeth, frustration evident in his face. "You're such a goody two-shoes, Comet. Basketball is about winning. It's about being the best and crushing your opponents. That's how it's always been and how it should always be." "If that's how you see it, then I feel sorry for you, Ember. There's more to basketball than just winning at all costs. It's about teamwork, trust, and respect. It's about playing the game the right way." "Teamwork and respect are for weaklings!" Oh my god. Ember really needs to cool his shit. Just take a chill pill, dude. "You gotta go all out, give it your all, and not stop until you've won. Anything less than that isn't well." Oh my god. Yeah, I don't like this character at all. And that's exactly the mindset that led me to leave the team. You prioritize winning over everything else, even the integrity of the game itself. It's selfish and, quite frankly, pathetic. "Oh yeah? Since you were a regular on the team, you and me are on a one-on-one right now." Ember throws the ball towards him, but with Comet's quick reflexes, he catches the ball with both hands. Comet holds the ball tightly, his gaze locked onto Ember's fiery aura. Oh, are they gonna go with versus? "You want a one-on-one? Then let's do this." He tossed the ball back to Ember, a smirk appearing on the red boy's face. "Bring it on, hot shot." The game continued for 30 minutes into the late night. Ember had the upper advantage during their one-on-one. He kept stealing Comet's ball, blocked his shots, and all he could think about inside his head was the following: "He's so bad, I could just die already." Jesus Christ, Ember. I think you just need to leave. Comet grabs the ball from the corner of the court, running back to Ember. "How did I do?" "It sucked! I cannot believe you were this cocky of facing me!" Comet's expression remained calm despite Ember's harsh words. "I'm not cocky, just confident. And you're good, I'll admit that." "Ugh, I can't believe you're a regular in that famous team. I didn't think they would stoop this low to invite a weakling such as yourself in their games." Ember grumbly sighed to himself, walking to the bench to grab his stuff. "Look, take it from me, but you should quit basketball. Raw talent is always a must when it comes to these types of sports. You suck at it. Basketball is not for you." Comet raised an eyebrow at Ember's harsh words, but his expression remained impassive. "I appreciate your honesty, but I have no intention of quitting. Basketball is something I'm passionate about, and while I may not have the same level of raw talent as some players, I make up for it with hard work, dedication, and a different approach to the game. Oh, that was a good burn. Ember rolled his eyes, clearly not convinced. Hard work and dedication? That won't get you far. You need natural talent, lightning fast reactions, and a killer instinct. Things you lack. Comet's demeanor remained steadfast, even in the face of Ember's negativity. Maybe I don't have some of those qualities, but I have other strengths. I have a strategic mind and a strong work ethic, but in the end, I'm just a shadow. Because Comet's the Phantom in the previous team! Yay! Oh, this was good. This caught Ember's attention with that last part. A shadow? What does he mean by that? What do you mean, you're a shadow? It's like, I'm always in the background, supporting and assisting others, but I'm never in the spotlight. I'm not the one to making flashy plays or the game-winning shots. I'm the one setting up those plays, helping others shine. I'm the shadow, the one in support. So, you prefer to stay in the shadows. That's mighty convenient for you, isn't it? Don't you ever want to be the star player, the one everyone cheers for? Comet shook his head gently. Not really. I don't need all the attention. Seeing my teammates succeed and the team win is reward enough for me. God, he's so humble. Oh, I love Comet. I have a different mindset than you, Ember. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. Before Ember was about to protest more, the street lamp reflected Comet's shadow behind him as he stood there, making his comet seem rather plausible. Ember's voice went quiet, his eyes focused on the shadow behind Comet. It seemed to stretch long and vast, like a constant support. Ooh, that's a good way of doing that in perspective because of the lamp behind him and like the shadow as well with it stretching along. Oh, he's like a supportive pole. That's exactly what this story is implying. I love that! Guess you've got a point, Ember muttered reluctantly. But I still think you're too soft. I'm going home. Here's your ball. Cheeky. Ember caught the ball, holding it tightly in his hands. He looked at Comet, a mixture of annoyance and doubt in his eyes. Yeah, whatever. I'll see you at school, you softie. Are these two going to, like, form a romantic pairing or something? I would be down for that. With that, Ember turned and walked away, leaving Comet alone on the street basketball court. But located in the corner, hiding beneath the darkness, was a shadow who watched everything unfold, his voice beaming with quiet excitement. Ooh, who is this? It's not Rainbow Dash. So this is where you went to, huh, Comet? And here I thought that you would move to a stronger school than CHS. Guess I'll see you around. Oh gosh, I love that cliffhanger. Oh, that worked so impressively. Oh, this story rocked it. Maybe a bit too long for my liking, but I can appreciate something like this. Something to soak myself in and properly indulge in. Oh man, never did I think I would be so amazed by a story of Equestria girls. But here we are. Yeah, FLUFFBUTTS, I seriously enjoyed this first chapter of this new fanfiction. So thank you so much again, The Bluish Pony, for writing this and commissioning it. I really love the setup of this mystery going on with Comet Flash because, you know, he's like the more humble kind of player in the game. He just wants to help everyone's support. He doesn't want to steal the spotlight from everyone. I suppose Ember can have the spotlight all to himself, you know, because he actually takes the game seriously and he's just up there like, yeah, notice me! I'm the best player here. But I think that mindset is going to land him in a lot of trouble whenever this story gets more developed. Rainbow's performance was one of the best as well, and she was not egotistical as I thought she would have been, so she was more humble as again. And I honestly prefer Rainbow Dash in the Equestria Girls series than in the actual Pony series, because she's more tolerable, she's more respectful, and she's way more loyal as a human than a pony. I love the inclusions of the main six just supporting each other. And yeah, this fanfiction has a very good general aura about it that I love. I would probably rate this chapter maybe a 7 out of 10. It's very good, but maybe the lengthiness could have been reduced a little bit, so maybe some parts were a bit overly paced. But nonetheless, I did enjoy all the characters, the setting, and the new suspicions going on with Comet and whoever this new figure is at the end. I cannot wait to find out more if my brother commissions more of this, so we shall have to see. So, FLUFFBUTTS, don't forget to hoof smash that like button down below and comment your thoughts as well on what you thought of Comet Flash's basketball, and subscribe to my channel for more reactions and many more content coming soon. And also, don't forget to leave a pledge on my Patreon page down in the description below, where you can commission videos just like this one if you want to. And also, it just helps to support the channel way more often, so it would be greatly appreciated. And I shall see you all very soon. Goodbye! And just before this video ends, I want to give a huge thank you to all my patrons on my Patreon. My Silver FLUFFBUTT patrons, Sabrina Wade and Alex Smith, and all my Gold FLUFFBUTT patrons, Drew Lazinski, Clear Heart Apple, Jonathan Chapper, Darthsiler22, Owen Wildish, Stephen Cram, The Bluish Pony, and KikiBat VA. All of your love and support is greatly appreciated. Thank you.